I never thought I'd swing a 9-iron at a woman's dignity. But there I was, teed up on the 18th green, when a tyrant Karen exploded out of the azaleas like a Botox-fueled missile, shrieking that golf was a capitalist circle jerk for the 1%. Her face, usually a mask of suburban superiority, twisted into something feral as she hurled my forgotten thermos at my feet, right in front of the club pro and half the board. And just like that, the queen of covenants who'd ruined my life for 2 years met her match. Me, the quiet vet tech she'd branded a nuisance neighbor, finally armed with a witness list longer than her complaint ledger. It started back in our cookie-cutter cul-de-sac in suburban Phoenix, where the sun beats down like God's own HOA fine. I'd moved into Willow Creek Estates fresh off a divorce, craving peace after years of city chaos. Planted a native xeriscape garden to beat the water restrictions, cacti, agave, zero grass. Karen, self-appointed enforcer of the Willow Creek covenants, pounced like a hawk on a gopher. "That's not approved landscaping," she bellowed at our first block party, waving her laminated rulebook like a Bible. Never mind, I'd submitted the plans. She claimed lost paperwork and slapped me with a $500 violation. I paid it, biting my tongue, figuring one battle wasn't worth the war. But Karen didn't stop. Oh no, she escalated like a bad reality show. My rescue mutt, Buster, a sweet lab mix who wouldn't hurt a squirrel, barked once at her yappy Pomeranian during a walk. Cue the petition drive. Dangerous dog in our midst. She doxed my ex's address in the newsletter, typo or not. It stirred up old drama. Find me for unauthorized solar panels that were grandfathered in, and even reported my backyard fire pit to code enforcement after I hosted a low-key 4th of July barbecue. Open flames promote antisocial behavior. She'd texted the group chat at 2 a.m., CCing the whole neighborhood. Whispers spread. Was I a squatter? A liberal plant? Her husband, a limp dish rag of a realtor, just nodded along, probably to keep the peace in their McMansion. I seethed in silence, documenting every infraction on a private blog, Karen's reign of terror, that I shared only with a tight circle of fed-up neighbors. We called ourselves the Resistance, swapping war stories over IPAs at the local dive. That's where I met Tom, the club pro at Desert Palms Country Club, a buddy from high school who'd clawed his way up from caddy to course manager. "Bring her out here," he joked one night. "Golf's the great equalizer. Exposes the fakes. Revenge? Maybe. Catharsis? Definitely." When Karen's annual Neighborhood Harmony Gala invite arrived, her crowning event, black tie at the club, I RSVP'd with a +1, myself, armed with invites to every soul she tormented. The gala was peak Karen. Fairy lights strung over chandeliers, Prosecco flowing, her in a sequined sheath preaching community standards from the podium. I waited till dessert, then cornered her by the salad bar. "Karen, about that garden fine. Care to discuss?" Her eyes narrowed, that trademark smirk curling. Some people just don't belong. That's when I dropped the bomb. Screenshots of her emails, audio clips of her midnight rants, affidavits from the neighborhood. The room hushed as I projected it all onto the AV screen, courtesy of Tom's tech guy. Gasps rippled. Her husband choked on his steak. "This is libel," she hissed, lunging for the cord, but too late. The crowd was buzzing, phones out, live tweeting, Karen exposed. She snapped. Full Karen meltdown. "You elitist snobs. This club, this game, it's all a facade for your privilege." She stormed the patio, where members were teeing off under the floodlights, and commandeered the mic from the lounge speakers. "Golf is for elitists, parasites preying on the working class." Security swarmed as she toppled a beverage cart, spilling rose-like blood on the AstroTurf. I stood back, 9-iron in hand from an earlier round, watching her flail. Cops arrived, called by the club's lawyer, who'd seen my evidence packet. Assault on property, public intoxication, disorderly conduct. They cuffed her right there, sequins glinting under the cruiser lights, as neighbors who'd once cowered now catcalled from the sidelines. In the end, Karen's empire crumbled faster than a sand trap. The HOA board dissolved her role overnight. Her husband filed for separation by week's end. She slunk back to their empty house, fines piling up from the club lawsuit, I quietly encouraged. Me? I joined the board, proposing reforms over beers with the old resistance. Buster romps in the yard, unbothered. My garden thrives under the new sun. Revenge isn't sweet. It's just justice, served with a slice of lemon on the back nine. But damn, if it doesn't leave a bitter aftertaste for the ones who thought they ruled the fairway.